Welcome to Rimshot Rambling, your latest podcast at Rubix Drums. This podcast has got spice, and if you want to get involved, why don't you consult your doctor and then apply on the email of info@rubixdrums.com, because we want you on this show, and we look forward to seeing you. Get in touch. Rimshot Ramblings. Well, welcome to Rimshot Ramblings, and this is episode 3, and today we have here a very exciting guest that we have met through a dear friend called Praveen, who is part of the family, and we have Bunny here today.
Hi, man. Good.
Hey, Bunny, how's it going?
I'm inspired, and my soul has been opened up, and my eyes have been refocused, and my perception has been changed, and all my fixations have been removed after 25 years of drumming, or more, actually. Thanks to Bensei, the sensei.
Oh, stop it.
It's true. It's true. He opened me up, and I highly recommend coming in and getting your mind altered drumming way in a drumming
So you said earlier you've been touched.
I have been touched, yeah.
By Rubix's...
By Rubix's family, and these cymbals have been feeling me up.
Oh,
You know, I
we can talk about that in a
them.
bit, but...
Yeah.
We're looking to create 15 minutes of complete, utter nonsense.
Fantastic. I specialize in that.
There was something that you were saying, and I stopped you on the couch earlier, and Garrett stopped you as well in your path of verbal diarrhea coming out. About you had said something about that you have a strong mindset that caffeine is important for playing, and drugs and alcohol is a no.
For me. And
I want to hear more about this, because I'm on the same path as you.
Yeah.
Bethany here in the corner, which I hope people out there will experience. She pours a great cup of coffee, and she does get you high on caffeine.
Yeah. Caffeine, protein, good hydration, electrolytes, a little bit of stretching, yoga, some calisthenics.
But what does it do to your playing?
All of that, I think, just makes me more sharper and more focused on the music I'm playing, and more in tune with sort of the family harmonics that are going on stage or in a studio or whatever it is. And I feel like my ears are much sharper, and I feel completely in control, and that complete control gets me high. Actually, that's what gets me high. The last thing I want is to be fuzzy and are we in the second chorus, or you know what I mean, like that kind of ambiguity about maybe where we are, or am I, the questioning that can happen. I mean, I've done it. Obviously, that's why I chose to not do it.
Yes.
And then I also have a story about one of my sort of guru figures who wasn't a drummer.
Okay.
He was a because I grew up playing piano and guitar before I played percussion and drums. Actually, my mother's a piano player.
So you're a multi-instrumentalist.
Exactly.
So you're talented.
I'm a multi-instrumentalist. My ears are very attuned to harmonic things and melodies.
Okay, sorry to steer you off.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're just jealous about multi-instrumentalists because we're just drummers here, and Garrett is just a drummer.
Well, I think all drummers should play some melodic harmonic instruments to get, again, in tune with, at the end of the day, we are accompanists, right?
Yes.
So we're accompanying a song, or we're accompanying a melody, and that, has an emotion. And I think more important to me than having chops and like being able to rip, dotted 30-second notes over, whatever it is. I think for me to get emotionally involved with a melody and a chord progression will make me hit my cymbal differently, will maybe make me hit the floor tom differently, just bring that kind of emotion to that chorus or whatever it is.
So
and I've been
sound,
taught that, again, by various teachers that I've had. All of them have not been drummers. So back to the
Yes.
story now. One of the greatest Indian master sarangi players, which is a bowed instrument.
Yes.
He was from Rajasthan, and these guys would practice 8, 10, 12 hours a day, in their teen years even. And he noticed that a lot of his peers were smoking the are we allowed to say this? You were smoking some salady green stuff and practicing for hours and hours. And he went back to his guru, which was his father, and his other guru was also there, which is one of the greatest Indian recorded singers of all time. And he was like, these guys are doing this, they're smoking, and they're playing for 14 hours and 16 hours, should I do it? And they kind of cursed him out, and there's like, you idiot, I'm being polite. What's so hard for us to do in our completely clean consciousness, how you think you're going to do it when your abilities and your consciousness are blurry? Mm-hmm. It's such a hard job anyway. It's the hardest thing, to be focused and completely in a meditative state of mind. How do you think you're going to do it if you're a little bit off? So he never touched it in his life. And the minute he told me that story, that was the day I put it away, which was a long time ago. It was like 25 years ago. And I find it, I get higher, as I said, when I'm completely...
But caffeine.
A little bit. I'm not talking 16 shots before going on stage. I mean, it's timed out very well, but it also goes with hydration, protein, yes. Blah, blah, blah.
I remember I did a gig a long time ago, and the first time I ever touched Red Bull. And I had 5 cans of Red Bull and then went on stage.
Oh my gosh, did you speed up much?
I was like Speedy Gonzales on speed plus...
Speedy Gonzales on speed.
Plus in a Speedos.
Did you record that? I'd like to hear it.
Oh, did I? I didn't have time. I was so fast. But yeah, I mean, that's a good note. But what does caffeine do then? That you think, does it allow you to filter certain things out?
No, I don't want to filter anything out. I want everything in. I want every aspect of every note and every feeling and emotion on the stage and every relationship I have with the bass player and whoever it is, even if it's someone new, like to feel that connection without any barriers. The caffeine doesn't hinder that or catalyze that for me. Mm-hmm. It just it just gives me a little bit of a hyper alertness, maybe kind of vibe. I mean,
it's the meditative state. You're saying that getting to the meditative state is where, I mean, that's the most important, because that's when you interact with one another.
That's all we're supposed to do. That's literally, as musicians, we have to be in that state. The minute we're not in that state, we're in some other state, which, I mean, you can produce music and play, and a lot of people get very messed up and play, but I think they're missing, something that could be attained by being completely like...
Do you think that's why,
I call it ninja mind.
Do you think that's why there is no real there's always just resurgence of regurgitated crap in the industry, and there's nothing new coming out because people...
I haven't been listening to anything that new. You tell me, man.
Self-aware of... Oh, yeah. Maybe, yeah. Mm. I mean, there are some people that... I think... I mean, credentials to like people like Yusuf Days and people like that. They get into that state. I mean, of course, there's music that's been done before, but it's a journey.
A lot of the greats and a lot of the masters have been, on things and playing. I cannot understand that. For me, it doesn't work. For them, it worked. More power to them. I wonder what it would have been like if they were like caffeinated and ninja mind, like Coltrane. Imagine.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Right? I mean, maybe it would have been different. But, I don't know. Who knows? Miles on caffeine and just, yoga.
I mean, that's what's happening today. Today we're listening to Miles, and we're doing loads of yoga in-house with Erwin. And so we're doing yoga, Miles Davis, and caffeine. So it's definitely on a real trajectory of mind-blowing work ethics here. Anyway, but what brings you here, Bunny, to UK? I mean, it's amazing to have you here visiting.
Thanks, man.
From the other side of the globe.
Thank you. I live in India. I just needed a break. I needed to, come and get inspired by listening to a lot of music, going to some jam sessions. I have a couple of friends like Prav that live here. He doesn't happen to be here now, but I have some others that are great musicians, different instrumentalists, and I just needed to get re-inspired and kind of awaken my inner... forever student mentality and forever. And I also wanted to come and change my mind and change my sound, and that's why I came to you, to completely get away from things that I may have been fixated with and, hung up on, and for you to just turn it all upside down and re-inspire me. So that's why I'm going
But it was
home.
it was a good experience
It was the
yesterday.
best. It was. I was telling all my friends that it was literally. I'm 49 years old. It was the best musical sort of sanctuary. This is not a shop. This is a sanctuary. This is a museum. This is where musicians and drummers should come and sort of pay homage and see, feel the energy of what's all those amazing kits and
Great.
players that have been playing them. So it was the greatest musical sort of experience of my life, apart from not performance-wise,
yeah.
just experience.
I mean, that's a
It
real.
was the best. Really, I promise you, come by and get inspired, really.
And that's not a sales pitch, by the way.
Yeah,
I
buy
mean,
some. Oh no, sorry.
Yes. But we're truly honoured for you to say that, because it means that's
I
why
mean it.
this is built. And the team,
I mean it.
it's built by a community of a team, and we can't do it without
Yeah,
anyone.
and you are the sensei, man.
Well, I don't
You-
know
you-
about
you
that.
are.
I just know what I
You're-
know.
No, he's completely changed everything from sticks to cymbals to drum sets to mics to. I mean, these things. I mean, everything is. I'm a new person. I'm gonna go back a new person, a new drummer, a new musician, and just be able to express myself on these beautiful instruments and
Or
probably
the
get a
Zins,
drum set.
yes.
Yes.
The Zin, the British-made Zins, or the British-designed Zins. So what's going on? What do you? Oh, you want to see it? Garrett's like pointing to us as if he's pointing to read the card or something. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is. He wants us to lift it up. This is a Zin 2018. So that means it's a crash, and it's a, or whatever you want it to be, and it's a it's a they're B22 bronze alloy. And they're made in 5 different factories in Turkey and designed to my spec or our spec, and it's bringing the legacy back in a different light, about bringing ethics, bringing quality, and bringing well-priced products. And I love them, and I'm really happy when more people love them as well. And let's put it right in the face of the microphone, so that it goes really distorted, so that Garrett's ears will pop off.
Yeah, do that. I love
But it's also very spiritual, I think. That.
Very.
But a lot of great players played Zin. Actually, even Keith Moon played Zin at one point. So you never know. We might do a Keith Moon.
Please do that.
Series of
Please
symbols,
do that.
if the family allows, that is, because you
Please
never
do
know, they
that.
might want to monetize on it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's so even your sticks were changed yesterday.
Yeah, they were broken by someone.
Oh,
We
yeah.
shall not mention what sticks they were, but they were a very mainstream brand that I thought were good. And I got schooled again after 25 years of drumming and thinking I know about sticks to understanding more about sticks even yesterday and how they change the sound on every instrument. Obviously, I knew that, but
Well, these are your stick of choice.
these
now,
are
aren't
my stick of choice now. What are these? Yep.
These are the Rahima MSD7s. They are a maple stick that has a bit of a Peter Erskine vibe.
Exactly, which which I used to love.
But they got the girth on the bottom. So
They've got a lot of girth because I like to flip them over and play a lot of rim shots when I play reggae and dubby stuff or whatever it is, soul, hip hop.
They open up the rim shots, don't they?
Definitely. And even if I flip them over and play them from this side, they're very meaty. They got a lot of beef on them, as I like to say. And I love them. You can really feel the density of them, and I think they'll last a long time.
That's our
And
next
that's my
guest,
new-
by the way.
Yeah. I'm excited to switch, and I think I'm gonna come back in March and get some new drums too. Sensei.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Ajax
Exactly.
drums. You
They have blown my mind as well. So
Garrett played it earlier, didn't he? And he played it like a mofo. Like
he played it like a mofo. Like he
Yeah.
took us to church
he
and
took
back,
us and back.
and they're warm and deep and very cutting yet like. I don't know how to describe it. Words are difficult to describe sounds, as we know.
It inspires
But
every player.
if you could feel the emotion on my face, or they call you to play more drums and spread that energy and love, because that's what we do as musicians. That's we got to be meditative, and we're spreading joy, and we're spreading, my other teacher used to always say, keep the love in the sound.
Oh.
Yeah, he's great. Jamie Haddad played with Paul Simon and played with
Oh,
everyone.
yes.
He's my hand percussion teacher.
Yes.
So I'm a hand percussionist before I became a drum set player. And he'd always say, just, love your beat and just keep the love in the sound. It's not about chops and not about, and go prepared. And, have a coffee and some, eat well before you get on stage. Like, just be in ninja mind.
I mean, but in the food you're used to is ninja food anyway, isn't it? From your type of, your part of the world. I mean, the food is like brain food. It's like you're coming here, I bet you're like you're disappointed at the food.
I love all kinds of different food, just like I love all kinds of different music, and I don't discriminate. Just as long as I'm keeping a higher protein and a higher, veggie and fiber count, and not too many gluten-y breads and stuff like that. That keeps me sharper on stage. I feel like if I eat a pizza before going on stage versus like a roast chicken and a salad, I'm way more energized.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, sometimes we have to play 4 hours, 5 hours. I do, at least sometimes. And, you really need to be able to how do you keep your energy up? Like, it's the encore after 4 hours, and it's like a fast blues, like what,
Coffee. But there's something I wanted to ask you, Bunny, is like,
sir.
If you had, there's two things. I mean, we are running out of time because we're over 15 minutes, but I think we should ramble on, and Garrett's already going like that, so he's enjoying it. So I wanted to ask you, firstly, Garrett, freaking well done on that video. First video we've ever done that's gone over 10,000 people. I mean,
well done,
he's
man.
a monster. Well done, Garrett. Let's do a round of applause. Yeah. We look forward to having more of those. He's a force. Anyway, but as living in India, I want to know a bit about the Indian music scene. And if I was to go, because I would love to go, where do you go?
The Indian music scene, obviously, I'll first address like the still very vibrant and alive Indian classical music scene is always very well alive. There's different festivals, and the tradition is strong, thankfully.
Yes.
And there's still
it's important
kids.
Tradition. It's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. The folk traditions are always alive.
Yeah.
You can always go and find good folk music. There's some festivals for that. And then there's the people that are into Western music, and rock and jazz and stuff like that. So when I was growing up, there weren't really educational institutions to support that.
Yes.
There'd be one teacher here and there, but there weren't institutions. Now there are. So kids, teenagers who really want to get in, who love, jazz fusion or whatever, they can start studying jazz. They can start studying different forms of music. So just in the last, I'd say, 10 years, there's a big
there's some killer players out there. I mean,
yeah.
There's a bass
Mohini
player.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's great musicians playing Western instruments, and I think there's a lack. I don't care if it's controversial. There's a lack of platforms and clubs. There are a few amazing ones that are world class.
Like which ones?
Like Piano Man in New Delhi. There's 3 of them. Shout out to Arjun, very good friend of mine. Beautiful clubs, all kinds of music. I've played there several times. And some great players have played. I mean, Chick Corea played there. He tore down a wall to get the piano in to have Chick Corea play, and then built the wall up the second day. He's serious. So there's some great places, but other cities are lacking platforms for younger musicians, for rock bands, for jazz artists, for whatever it is. There are some festivals. There's some good festivals. So the music scene's alive. I live in Goa. There is quite a alive international scene that comes to Goa with all kinds of musicians from all over the world. Probably 80% Russian. My Russian brothers and sisters are very talented. They're bluesy and jazzy and funky, and wow, they're great. Fire, yeah. So in that way, it's pretty alive. I think there's a lot more we could do, and if you do come, please come, and we'll.
I mean, Goa. There was an episode by James May. He did a famous. Do you know James May?
Of course.
Yeah, he did about the going around India, and it was just absolutely. It was just like, eye-watering, and like, I wanna be there right now.
Yeah, Goa has Goa's great. You got the beaches, and you have a lot of clubs and a lot of smaller venues that are doing live music.
It's great to hear.
That's why I live there. It's
great to hear that there's a vibrant scene going on.
Yeah. In Goa. The rest of India needs it needs more. Not in the classical and folk. That's very live, as I said. But there needs to be more clubs, more platforms for younger musicians to get up. More open mic nights, more stuff like they have here. Jam sessions. So not only professionals can go up and play. We need that, and the experience on a stage, even playing 2 songs for a 17-year-old is much greater than so many things. It's just that valuable stage time, I think, is the greatest experience we can have as musicians, to keep us humble and grounded, and have a check on our egos.
Bunny, I mean, it's been 19 minutes and 48 seconds according to Garrett.
All right, man.
But I mean, thank you so much for being on this, and then I'm looking forward to doing a lot more together with Rubix and the team.
Yeah.
With yourself, and it's a great.
Thank you, Rubix family.
Seems like we've known each other for years.
Does
now.
Seem like that, Bensei the Sensei.
No, but thank you so much for coming. And if you guys want to get in touch with Bunny, we'll let you get in touch with us, and we'll get in touch with Bunny.
Yes.
And then take it easy, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Peace.
Take it easy. Bye.